What up guys, how you guys doing? I'm Talis and we're back with another how to slice. In today's how to slice video, we're going to be checking a awesome skate park. So let's go. So this is the bus ramp. As you can see, this is a really nice model to print, and in this video, we're going to be checking out the best print settings to print this. So let's go. So as you can see, we got multiple parts. We got the ramp, the structure of the ramp itself, so the flat part, the bus, and the pins. So let's go. So let's start with the bus and let's go to the print settings. Right here, we're going to be printing at a 0.2 millimeter layer height. As this is a really big part, you're not going to be able to see those tiny lines of print. So at 0.2 millimeters, you're going to get a good quality print, and with a fast base print. So this is perfect. Going over to vertical shells, we're going to be printing at 3, just so we can get a really rigid model so it does not break. Going over to infill, we're going to be increasing to 10%, just so we can get a more dense model with a gyroid infill pattern, because gyroid is a great infill. Going over to skirt and brim, this model's got a good surface area of contact to the build plate, so it does not need any brim. Going over right here to support material, this is something that we're going to analyze. So right here, we got some areas to connect the pins. We're going to be adding support just to guarantee we were able to print without any support, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So we're going to be adding just a little bit of paint on support. We're just going to be adding a little bit of paint support just to guarantee that we're going to get a good quality print. So before we paint, let's just remove this part that so it's easier to paint on support on this part. This front part doesn't need any support. We're not going to be you can be adding a little bit of support right here, but on this plate I'm just going to be leaving this back part, but you can be adding a little bit of support right here on the connections, just to guarantee that we're going to have a good quality print. But I'm just going to be removing it just so we can we're going to be adding support on this piece, and if we add support and leave that part, you're not going to have any areas to create this support region. So to paint on support, what we can do is just use the paintbrush to paint where you want support. So if you want to erase it, so let's say I messed it up, so we can increase the brush size, you can just select Shift and erase. Before we paint on support, let's take a look if the automatically, so the auto-generated support material is good. So let's go to the print settings, select auto-generate support, go over here to organic. So organic is a really nice model for organic parts with a lot of curvatures. Right here, let's just decrease the top interference layers to 2, so it's easier to remove. This way, let's analyze how the model is going to, the support's going to turn out. So let's just slice. So as you can see, it does not look nice, because if it added some support on every single thing, and not all parts need support. That's why it's always considered to use some paint on support, because you're gonna add support where it really needs to add support. So let's go to the paint brush right here. So as you can see, we're back. So now let's add some support. So right here on this arc, this is an arc, but we're gonna make sure we got a good support. The most important part is the connection right here. So this is the connection with the pins to guarantee that you're going to have a good quality print and the pins are going to work. It's best to add some support. Later, you can just go over and remove it. So this is going to help a lot while printing the pin slots. So just paint over here. So this looks quite nice. I'm going to be adding a little bit on this part right here of the bus, just to make sure. This is optional. I find it better to always add support where you think it really needs, because it's better to be safe than sorry. So this is great. right here on the wheel, I'm gonna be adding a little bit because it's not touching the floor itself. So we're gonna be adding a little bit right here just to guarantee that we're going to have a great result. What I'm going to be doing is just to make sure right here, adding a little bit of support because this is going to be a big overhang. So add right here. So this is nice, and add in the other side too. So just give it a paint and make sure it looks really nice. So as you can see, I have painted on some support in this under part and this side right here just to guarantee. Now let's go back, and we can be going to right here support material. We're just going to remove auto generated. We're going to be selecting organic as well and selecting a to default so it's easier to remove. This is why it's best to know about paint on support and selecting support where it really needs. For speed, we can be printing at the standard print speed, so we do not need to reduce this value at all. So now let's slice. So as you can see, we have slice and we added some custom on support. This is just to make sure we got a good printing area to print on, so it looks fantastic. So it's going to take 1 day and 22 hours and 18 minutes to print on the standard Ender 3v3 SE. And if you want, you can go a step forward and reduce a little bit of the infill. So this is just optional. If you may like, it's going to help a lot with time. So now let's go back to the other parts. So this part, you can be selecting the same support, a little bit of support on the connections, but feel free to print the way you may like. For the ramp, so as you can see, the other parts, they can be printed with the same print configurations as I have shown before, just we do not need any to generate any support material. But other than that, everything will be printed at the same print settings. So this is the ramp. So this is, you can just print it flat and insert it right here. This part does not need any support. We have painted on, we have printed without any support, but if you may like, you can be adding some support just on the connections to make sure you got a good connection, but it's not needed. So you can just slice all the parts and print this model right now because it's awesome. Grab a really nice filament and print it. So the models are ready to print. Make sure you check out stlflix.com for more models like this one, and I'll see you in another one.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STL Flix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.